David Parr.
Hi, I am David Parr. Allison, I will need your help. Will you join me?
Sure.
I have a seat for you here.
Oh, why, thank you.
My lady.
Ooh.
Allison, we are going to play a little game.
Okay.
And the name of this game is Follow the Leader.
Okay.
So, watch carefully, wait for the bell, and then act accordingly.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
All right. Should have worked on my shuffling skills while I was on break.
Penn, Teller, would you guys mind joining me over here? And Allison, would you also join me over here, please? The quintessential magic trick consists of finding a playing card after it has been hopelessly lost in the deck. We magicians are on a never-ending quest, constantly looking for the ideal, truly impossible card trick. In my mind, it would look something like this. Penn, Teller, I need each of you to select one playing card completely at random. Sounds good? Once you take one, it is essential that I don't see it. Okay. Please be extremely paranoid. Okay? You have two big screens over there. Don't even show them to the screens. Keep them to yourself. Okay?
Okay, sure.
Allison, while they look at their cards, I'll look at you, you look at me, you make sure I'm not picking, okay? Lovely. Penn, I'll go through the cards like this. At any moment, please say stop.
Stop.
That one?
Yes.
Please take it, look at it, remember it. Teller, take the next one, please. Don't show them to anybody. Keep those in mind. Allison, I'm still on you, right? Penn, you remember your cards?
Yes, I do.
Put it back, please. Teller, would you? Thank you. I'm not speaking. Allison, I was looking at you the whole time, right?
Yes.
Nice. Sometimes people think that the cards have tiny little marks on the backs, which allow me to distinguish them from one another. Even if they did, which they don't. I was looking at you the whole time. Now the cards are lost in the deck, right? Yes? Under these conditions, could I possibly know anything about your cards?
No.
Yes. I know that they are approximately in the middle where you call stop. So before we go any further, please cut and complete the cut.
Okay. I've cut and completed the cut.
Thank you, Taylor. Just in case, cut and complete the cut. However, you might cut near the top, near the bottom, at any point you want. Ooh, sneaky. Now, under these conditions, could I possibly know anything about those cards?
No.
Yes, I know that they are next to each other, right? Because you left your card in the deck, you put yours on top, you cut the deck altering the position of the cards, but they might still be next to each other. The only way to be absolutely sure that they are separated is to deal the cards one by one in two separate piles, like this. If we would cut the cards again, even if we would shuffle those cards, they might still end up together, but this way one card definitely ends up in one pile, the other card definitely ends up on the other pile, right? Right? Now, we don't even know whose card is where, but they are definitely separated. Under these conditions, could I possibly know anything about your cards?
No.
No, exactly. No. Now they are really.
Got one right.
Finally, yes, you got it. Now they are lost. Penn, Taylor, leaning. Don't tell me which card you selected. Simply tell me whose card is there. Allison, I'll look at you so they don't think I'm following their gazes. Penn, Taylor, whose card is there?
It's mine, sir.
Yours is
Yes,
there.
it is.
Okay, that means, Taylor, your card must be one of those. I won't even touch them. Penn, think of your card.
I am.
You are. Don't say it out loud. Don't
I
move your
won't.
lips. Simply
I won't.
think of it
I'm thinking of it.
and look deeply into my eyes. I love saying that. Penn, there are red cards and black cards in a deck of cards. I think that you are thinking of a red card. Is that correct?
Right and double right.
50-50 chance, but it's going well. If it's red, it could be their hearts or diamonds. I think that you're thinking of diamonds.
Yes!
Yes! Again, 50-50, but two in a row. Penn, out loud. Which card are you thinking of?
8 of diamonds.
Yes! 8 of diamonds. One down, one to go. Taylor, I left those cards there a few moments ago. I haven't even touched them, right? Please, think of your card. Don't say it out loud. I think that you're thinking of a red card. Is that correct? I think that you're thinking of hearts. Is that correct? I think I already got it. I think I already know. I will simply take the card out for dramatic effect. Keep in mind that you selected a card completely at random. I was looking at you the whole time. You put it back in the deck before I even touched them. I promised you an impossible card trick. But if this works, I'll be very impressed myself. Taylor, I made a decision. I cannot change my mind now. I think that you're thinking of the 8 of hearts. Yes! 8 of hearts!
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please welcome Eric Mead.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. It's probably just a coincidence that the man who first told me the 90-10 rule of magic works behind the scenes on this very program. It was the great Thompsoni himself who explained to me that if a magician shows somebody a trick and 90% of that trick fools them, but there's a little 10% sliver over here that does not fool them, the average person will say that the trick did not fool them, even though they can't explain 90% of it. Contrariwise, if that same magician shows that same trick to his fellow conjurers, it only takes that 10% sliver for them to admit that they were fooled. I don't know if it's true or not, but I want to put it to the test tonight by doing something I think unprecedented. I'm going to explain in advance how most of the trick you're about to see works. First of all, gentlemen, you can take notes if you want to. First of all, there's a principle at the center of this trick that you will certainly recognize. It's at least 400 years old, probably much older. And you yourselves have used versions of it on this very stage, so I'm sure that you'll recognize what that is immediately. Secondly, you will see some sleight of hand, and I know that you know what sleight of hand looks like, so I concede all of that. There will be a little bit, just a little bit, of verbal misdirection, which may or may not have already begun. And finally, actually, that's it. That is, truthfully, honestly, at least 90% of what you're about to see. I'm not interested in that 90%, nor should you be. I'm only interested in the little remaining 10%, the part where you and you get reminded of what it's like to see magic. And to do that, you need to be close. Would you please come up here and join me on the stage? Welcome.
Oh, man.
Good to see you. So the composition by John Ramsey, the particular arrangement I'm going to play for you today is by a dear departed and much missed Tim Conover. This is a classic called The Cylinder and Coins. I have some unusual props, which I'll tell you about in a moment. But for you, the important props are these 4 silver dollars. This is a drink coaster. Tonight it's going to act as a little stage, like a little raised platform. This is where all of the important action will take place. And the little piece of cork sits out there on the stage. The cork is just the end of a wine cork that I shaved off with a knife, just a little piece of cork. It will play the role of the MacGuffin, if you're familiar with that term, and be hidden inside the little cylinder. Oh, and the cylinder, I should tell you, is just a little strap. You can take that off of there. It's a little strap of leather that's had its ends stitched together. It's hollow. You can completely see through it. Penn, if you want to check it out, you're welcome to.
Trust Teller on this one.
And I'll let you see down through there, okay? So the important thing about the cylinder is that there's no top or bottom, so anything dropped inside will pass right through. And as I said, the cork goes inside the cylinder, and we're ready to begin. This would be the time if you want to pay really close attention. 1, 2, 3, 4 coins. The idea, very simply, one by one, I'm going to take these coins and I'm going to make them disappear, each in a different way. The first one, the wand passes through my hand like this, and that coin sort of melts from my hand and appears down inside the cylinder, even though you're staring at the cylinder and it's right out in the open. 3 coins left behind. 1, 2, 3. Nothing else in my hands. That's number 1. That's number 2. And that third one, wait, there it goes. That third one, just a little like that, and it disappears completely. Now, you're very polite. A lot of times when I do this for non-magicians, they'll grab hold of my wrist at this point and start looking at my skin to see if there's a slit or a pocket or something. There's not, but I can make it look like I have, like if I make a little fake incision right here in the back and I push down, that coin goes right through to the inside. Or I could push it down inside and then touch it with the magic wand and it instantly disappears down inside the little cylinder. That leaves just this one, the last, the final coin. And we'll do it like this, from my left hand over, actually since the last one, let's do it right-handed, long distance, from the tip of the wand. It goes like this across the table, and it disappears down inside the little cylinder. And just so you have something interesting to talk about when you go back over there, I could not have dropped them in because they are resting underneath that little piece of cork. Thank you very much. I feel like I'm running out of time here. Thank you very much. So I want to do this last part very quickly. We'll do the whole thing in reverse. The little piece of cork goes in my hand, the coins inside the cylinder. Did I say coins? The coins, I'll leave them sticking out there, right? The little piece of cork is in my hand. The coins, to the last second, you see them inside the cylinder. And then we travel back in time to where one of those coins was right here at my fingertips. That's coin number 1. A second coin out there in the air, that's number 2. Don't blink, that's number 3. 3 coins from nowhere. Of course, we didn't start with 3. We started with 4. That's that 4th coin. The little piece of cork instantly disappears, and don't even try to pretend that didn't fool you. And right over here, inside, the little piece of cork that has no bottom, no top. And that is what magic should look like. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Penn, Teller, can you join me at my table, please?
Certainly.
Penn over here, Teller on this side. Come on.
Hello, sir.
Penn,
An honor.
pleasure.
An honor.
A pleasure. Well, howdy. I love it when the audience shows up. Well, I'm Richard Turner, and I represent why you should never play cards with strangers. As you heard, I'm not a magician. I'm what's known as a card mechanic, but what I do can appear very magical. Now, this is not to fool you yet, gentlemen. This is just to educate the audience. So when you play poker, blackjack, bridge, hold'em, whatever the game, you want to make sure the cards are evenly mixed. This is basic casino procedure, which is what is known as riffle. Riffle. You're supposed to do what's called a block cut or a strip cut. Another riffle, a cut. That is basic casino procedure. Now, in a private game, that's where the hustlers hang out. Here's something you never do when you play for money. Never shuffle with one hand. It makes the other players nervous. And when they see you shuffle with one hand followed by a one-hand flip around cut, they get up and run. You're left playing with yourself. Right, Ben?
Exactly, I know that.
Now, Ben, how many times would you say I shuffle and cut this deck?
I would
6
say
or 7?
about 6, 7, yeah.
Let's see if this deck is evenly mixed. Does that look pretty even, Penn? Do we have ace through king, king through ace, king through ace? Did I shuffle it back into perfect numerical order?
I think you did, yeah.
Oh, well, we did it then, Penn. Thank you. Penn, would you do me a favor? Reach in and pull out a card, just any random card.
Okay.
Tell me when you got one.
I got one.
All right. Square up this mess here. I'm going to show you a few moves. Hand me the card face up.
Face up.
Face up. So tell the audience what you picked.
7 of hearts.
Watch the 7 of hearts. I'm going to show you how I can magically keep his 7 on top by dealing underneath the top card. Watch face up. This is called dealing seconds, but you have to deal the card as neatly as if you're dealing from the top. Watch, I'll deal it in super slow motion. Super slow motion. 7 on top. See, the dealer will hit the other players. I'm playing blackjack, I have a 14. Watch face up. See how the card stays as the second card kind of melts through the deck. Here's one-handed. Now when the card is face down, when it's face down, see, you can't tell you've been swindled. Isn't that fun? Thank you. Now, y'all saw that I had a full deck of cards here. Penn, I want you to take this half and give it a casino wash. Face up, and tell her you take this half. I want the audience to see cards being randomly scrambled, mixed, screwed up in every possible way you can.
Okay.
Got it? May I have your cards
Sure.
there? Penn, let's wash those. Teller, would you wash those two halves together, please? Square them up for us, Teller. And then turn them face down. And when you're done, shuffle them in any fashion you like. Tell me when you're done. When you're done, set them face down in front of me. All right. Penn,
Sir.
you are going to be my interpreter.
Okay.
I'm going to ask a few questions of Teller. You're going to tell me if he nods his head yes or if he nods his head no.
Okay.
If you understood what I said, nod yes.
He
nodded
said yes.
All right, we're in business. Have you ever played in a private game where it's your deal, it's Penn's deal, it's my deal? You know what I'm talking about. Dealer deck is passed around the table.
Yes, he knows
Yes?
what you're talking
All
about.
right.
No, he doesn't play cards.
Very smart. Now, if this works, it'll almost look like magic because it'll appear as if nothing happened. I'm going to do the same thing you just watched. Riffle. And once again, you guys just scrambled these cards.
We did.
Riffle. And then you're supposed to do what's called a strip, cut, another riffle, and a cut. Now, we're going to deal a hand of Hold'em. Penn, you're going to tell me how many players step up to the table. And mind you, we're doing this after the deck has been shuffled and cut.
Okay.
5, 6, or 7. Pick a number.
6.
6 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have what's called a burn, and we have what's called the flop.
Yep.
Penn, what are those 3 cards? Tell the audience.
My favorite 3 of clubs, followed by the Jack of Spades and the King of Spades.
And we have a burn, and we have what's called the turn. What is that card?
That's the 6 of Spades.
And we have a burn, and we have what's called the river. What is that?
That's the King of Hearts.
Now, Penn, you can take any one of these hands here. Tell her these are yours. Don't let anyone see your cards. And let's see if you go ahead and turn over a few hands and see
Any
if you,
hand I want?
Any hand you want.
Okay, I've turned over the second hand.
And what do you have?
And I'll turn them all over, as a matter of
What
fact.
the heck? What the heck? Turn them all over. See, and I'll tell you this: no matter how good those hands are, they're not going to beat my partner Teller's hand.
Yeah, we got a queen and a 4, so
Nothing really exciting. Would you
queen
clear
and
those tables?
I sure will.
Clear that table. All right. Let me have your cards there, Teller. You can let go. He was afraid I was going to steal them. Now, once again, you shuffled and cut. Chose
Yes, we did.
6
Yes, we
players.
did.
Let's see what Teller has in the pocket. Penn, what is that?
That's a king.
And what is that?
That's another king.
The nuts. Once again, you shuffled and cut. You chose 6 players. And so on that board, we ended up with 4 kings, right?
Yes, we did.
Well, gentlemen, you can now go back to your huddle and see if you can reconstruct, leaving out the 13 different methods, techniques, and controls it took to take that wash shuffle deck to deal that pat hand to my partner. Oh, and Teller, if I perhaps fooled you, do you want to communicate with me? My right ear reads lips. Anyway, hope you all had fun, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, Teller.
All right, we've kept him cooped up long enough. Here's Yoderick.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, it's so nice for us to be here. I am Yo, and this is my chicken. She's a real chicken. Her name is Curry. That's right, chicken curry. She's the only chicken in the world that can really read your mind. Now, I'd like to invite one more lovely chick onto this stage. Alison, would you please join us? Alison!
Hello.
Hi, Alison.
Hi.
Hi. Alison, this is Curry. Curry, Alison.
Nice to meet you.
Can you hold one hand like this? Perfect. Curry, high five. Great. Cool. Now, Alison, before we start this mind-reading experiment, can you please confirm that Curry wears no electronic devices, okay? So, nothing under this wing, right? Nothing under this wing, nothing on this side,
Ooh,
okay?
yeah.
Nothing on this side.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
that's enough.
I
That's
believe
enough.
you.
Now, we first need to make a mental connection. Therefore, Alison, please look into her eyes. Oh, wait. She's becoming very nervous. Are you thinking about barbecue?
No.
Please don't do that, okay? We all have dreams in our life. My big dream is to pull Penn and Teller. Now, I can imagine you also have big dreams. Maybe something that's still on your bucket list. Can you think about one dream? Don't tell us. Then I'd like you to write it down on this piece of paper, and when you're finished, just turn it over, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead. Oh, wait, Curry.
Okay.
Don't look, okay? It's mentalism.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Now, I'd like you to think about 3 other dreams that are not your dream, okay? So make it very confusing for us. Choose believable dreams that are not yours. Afterwards, you can hang up the fake dreams together with the real dream, and you can hang them anywhere you want, facing the audience.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Now, reading someone's mind is very hard for chicken curry. Therefore, she first needs to warm up her psychic powers. Curry, focus. Focus on the feather. Focus. Good. She's warmed up. Okay. Alison. Okay, you can hang the papers any order you want, together with the real dream, facing the audience.
All right.
Alison.
Yes.
Let's have a look at your dreams.
All right.
To host a craft show, write a kid's book, go to Japan, or get a pig. Great dreams. Now, for the real word, thank you, Curry is gonna read your mind. Think about your dream come true and look into her eyes. Live the dream. I think she got it. Now, please stand over here, face the audience, don't move anymore, and whatever happens, don't look back. Curry, what is her dream? We're from Belgium. She has a little trouble reading the English. Curry? One moment. Curry has made a decision. We cannot go back. Alison, if this is going to be her dream, I like everybody in the audience to go completely crazy, go absolutely bananas. It will mean that Curry is going to live another day. Alison, for the very first time, what is your dream?
Well, whatever it says, so she can live.
Now, what is your real dream?
The craft show.
The craft show. Thank you so much. One moment, thank you. Now, Penn and Teller, I like to give these papers to you guys just as a souvenir. There is nothing remarkable about them. No funny smells, no hidden candies. They are all yours. Thank you very much. Thank you.